The FBI says public corruption can dictate how verdicts are handed down in court, how public infrastructure like roads and schools are built, the kinds of projects and deals that cost you, the taxpayer, billions each year.
For anybody to take advantage of that oath and do it just for profit is one of the worst things you can do.
We've seen top officials get locked up in Hampton Roads. In Norfolk, the former sheriff, Bob McCabe, and former treasurer, Anthony Burfoot, convicted of public corruption in 2 separate cases. The former 2nd District congressional candidate, Sean Brown, convicted of stealing from a program meant to feed needy children. The News 3i team uncovered 2 new cases. Jennifer Strickland and Daniel Crow are both accused in separate indictments of giving money to a public official to get recommendations for their businesses to get government contracts. Strickland's accused of giving more than $43,000, while Crow is accused of paying more than $400,000. Both indictments only identify the public official by their initials, CJ. It's unclear if it's the same official.
Issue of public corruption is ever present, and if we stop trusting our government officials and our elected officials, we're going to be lost.
Brian Dugan is the special agent in charge of the FBI in the Norfolk office. He sat down with the News 3i team to speak exclusively about their new public corruption awareness campaign. He says in recent years, a lot of government dollars have been dispersed.
Between stimulus for COVID, increased money toward infrastructure, as well as increased spending for Department of Defense, all those lend themselves to folks that might want to take that and take advantage of the situation that they're in, that the public trusts them to be in.
That's why the FBI is making it easier for you to report public corruption. They've had a tip line for several years, 1-844-FIGHT-PC. But now they're adding an email, norfolkcorruption@fbi.gov, as a way people can report these types of crimes.
It's a partnership with the community and the public to let us know when people are taking advantage of the system, because it erodes confidence in our government and our public officials, and it's a national security threat.
They're looking for people to report suspicious behavior like bribery, extortion, or using power to get what you want for yourself, friends, or family.
That you're entrusted to operate, to use that influence and power for the betterment of the country, the state or local government, the community. And when that is abused for personal gain for others, you shouldn't be there.
The FBI says they don't think it's rampant in our region, but believe it goes on, and they want to make it easier to stop.
The few that do know about it have an obligation, if they know it's not right, is to contact law enforcement. That's why we're trying to make it an easier way to reach out to us.
All right, so since the FBI is making it easier to reach out to them, what happens once a tip is given to them?
Well, the FBI says that once they do get that tip, they'll look into the information and do everything they can to protect the person that's providing that information, because they know some people are a little nervous about that. And they also encourage people to reach out, even if they're not 100% sure that corruption is taking place.
So what's happening to those cases that you mentioned in this report?
Yes, so the people that were convicted previously said that they are filing appeals in those cases, and the News 3i team was in court on Friday when Strickland pled guilty to bribing an official, a government official, and we were in the court for that. But we have more information on our website if you want to report corruption online at WTKR.com.